TIFU, being a confused teenager and fucking up my relationship as an adult.
Technically speaking, this happened more than a decade ago, but the fuck up was dormant until a few days ago. I was a teenager when my friend and I came up with this idea to write a list of life goals on a piece of paper for our older selves. We placed our papers inside a lockable box without showing each other what we wrote. My friend was the more responsible one between the two of us, and least likely to prematurely open the box in private, so we both agreed that he was gonna keep the box and store it somewhere in his mom and dad's basement until we were old enough to open the box together. Life went on and eventually we forgot about the box. Fast forward to my friend's father passing away, which left my friend with the house he grew up in, but no living parents. My friend made plans to turn the house into an Airbnb. I got an unexpected call from him a couple of weeks ago. We were no longer as close, so phone calls between us were somewhat uncommon. He informed me about his dad, the house, and then, he mentioned what he found in his mom and dad's basement. The box. I encouraged my friend to open the box at that moment and read what we wrote while we were on the phone, but he suggested that we make it more meaningful by meeting up and reading it in person. Cut to the two of us becoming the four of us at the meeting because our girlfriends also became invested and involved. So, there we all were, at my friend's parents' house, enjoying good food and good company. When the time came to open the box, everyone expressed their excitement. My friend and I totally forgot what we wrote, so all of us were going in blind. A toolbox was required to open the box because the key for the padlock was nowhere to be found. My friend gave me his list and I gave him mine. Our girlfriends wanted it that way. I was the first to read. My friend had the following things on his list. 1. Fix my teeth. 2. Make money. 3. Learn other languages. 4. Travel. 5. Learn to cook. 6. Eat healthy. 7. Lose my virginity. 8. Study. 9. Teach. 10. Continue skateboarding until I die. My friend's list was fun for everyone. However, my friend seemed hesitant to read my list. As soon as he said it might be better if I read my list in private, all of us, including me, egged him on to just read the fucking thing. My friend reluctantly read the following out loud. 1. Tell Josh I wanna be his bottom. That was literally all I wrote. My friend, aka Josh, flipped the piece of paper so that all of us could see the drawing I made of the two of us fucking. No one seemed to know how to react. I attempted to break the awkward silence by pointing out that I was obviously joking when I wrote that. My friend backed me up and said it was totally in character for teenage me to make gay jokes at inappropriate times. Everyone kind of filed my list under, boys will be boys, and laughed it off. That being said, my girlfriend was not laughing during our drive home. She was too busy questioning me about my sexuality. She didn't stop with the questions until I finally confessed that I was in fact bisexual, which is something I've never actually shared with anyone. Needless to say, that revelation created tension between us, even though I've assured her that I'm not attracted to anyone else but her. Pessimism is telling me that I should brace myself for a breakup. Update. My girlfriend appears to be ghosting me now. Her responses to my messages have gone from one-word comments that took her forever to send, to nothing at all. My friend, on the other hand, has not stopped messaging me ever since the events in my previous post. Between my girlfriend ghosting me and my friend bombarding me with follow-up questions, I definitely feel like I fucked up as a teenager when I decided to leave a note to my future self that exposed my sexuality. My friend sent me multiple messages to inform me that he's still friends with some of our former high school mates. He made me aware of that fact because he wanted me to understand why it made sense for him to share our decades-old list of life goals with other people. I had no problem with that at first because I assumed that everyone who knew me in high school would laugh at my list and add it to all the other dumb shit I've said and done as a teenager. According to my friend, our former high school buddies did in fact laugh. But they also added my gay joke or gag or whatever to their own little list of clues that apparently made them all doubt my straightness throughout high school. My friend said nothing about me ever made him question my sexuality, but he was beginning to feel like he might have missed something because it seemed like he was the only person in our circle of friends who never connected the dots. I didn't know how to respond to that, but I managed to answer every question he had for me as truthfully as possible. Yes, it was more than just a gay joke. Yes, I wanted to be more than friends. No, I didn't know our friends realized I had an inner twink. No, our friendship didn't fizzle out after high school because I had feelings for you. Yes, I'm into girls and guys. Asterisk, I could go on and on. My friend apologized for putting me on the spot and promised that he was gonna make an effort to spend more time with me in person so that he can learn more about what makes me me. Like old times, but gayer, I guess. He also joked about hooking me up with his male friends in case my relationship comes to an end. Last few days have been an emotionally exhausting experience. I unintentionally came out twice now. So much for waiting until I'm ready. New update. My family now knows I'm bi. My girlfriend shared the news with her gym partner, aka my sister, who then informed our parents. I had no idea any of this was happening until I recently visited my mom and dad. What was supposed to be nothing more than the usual, "Hey mom, hey dad, hey totally straight son, blah blah blah," unexpectedly became an obvious case of there's an elephant in the room. As soon as my parents asked me how things were going with my girlfriend, I knew they knew. My mom and dad never really cared about who I dated, so for them to all of a sudden be interested in my relationship made me feel like something was up. When I asked my parents what was going on, my mom and dad looked at each other like they were telepathically trying to figure out who's gonna take the lead. My mom decided to step up and do the talking, but she became emotional before she even opened her mouth. My dad took over and said my mom was still processing what my sister shared with them about my transition from only girls to not only girls. I didn't have to ask how my sister found out. I knew my sister must have heard it from my girlfriend since the two of them often worked out together. My mom, mid-tears, asked the universe or whatever if none of her children were straight. She was referring to both my brother and sister being gay. My dad reminded my mom that she promised to keep her shit together, especially since she's been through this twice with my two siblings. My mom reminded my dad that she had to keep her shit together throughout their marriage since it's become clear to her where all their children get the gayness from. I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't really want to know, so I interrupted whatever was happening between my mom and dad to tell both of them that, for the record, I was not gay, I was bi, but I was still the same person, and I would appreciate it if life could continue as if nothing changed. I was practically pleading with my parents to please go on with their lives and leave my sexuality out of it because it was beginning to feel like I've been bi for just a few days and now nothing seems to be the same. I was able to diffuse the tension between my parents, albeit just for that moment, and managed to get a group hug out of it. Would I call that a happily ever after? Not at all. It was an okay-ish ever after. Sadly, the same cannot be said about my relationship. My girlfriend and I broke up. She said her religion left no room in her life for a boyfriend that liked other guys. I knew the breakup was inevitable, but I never expected my girlfriend to play the religion card. I've literally never seen her pray or go to church, so the fact that she was suddenly too holy for me would have been hilarious if it wasn't so heartbreaking. Good news is the damage is done. I lost the girl and I might have resurrected unresolved marital problems between my mom and dad, but hey, at least I can hopefully move on and fully be me now.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.